Welcome to the VS Criminal Defense Attorneys podcast, providing an informative resource on criminal law with a specific focus on sex crimes. From protecting yourself from false accusations to understanding the exact boundaries of the law, being informed is always the best first line of defense. This podcast series is reviewed and approved by attorney Michelle Villanueva-Scura.
In this episode, we'll review Arizona's no-expiry rule for child and violent sex crime allegations. Being accused of a sex crime from years ago can come as quite a surprise. You may wonder if sex crime allegations are even considered after a certain amount of time. In Arizona, crimes have statute of limitation laws which put a deadline on the state's ability to charge individuals. If the statute of limitation expires on a crime, allegations against individuals will not be considered, regardless of whether it was a true or false accusation. For sex crimes, the statute of limitations time frame varies depending on the specifics of the crime. A Phoenix sex crimes attorney can help you determine whether or not the statute of limitations has expired for the allegation against you. First of all, let's understand the statute of limitations on sex crimes against children. When it comes to sex crimes against children under the age of 15, there are no statute of limitations, as the state of Arizona puts high priority on keeping children safe. Sex crimes against children can be some of the following. Child molestation. When an adult or child 15 or older uses a child younger than 14 to stimulate themselves sexually. Sexual abuse against a child. The child is used for sexual stimulation by the perpetrator more than one time. Child pornography. Possession or distribution of explicit images involving children. And sex trafficking of a child. Forcing, tricking, or persuading a child to provide sex acts for something else of value. This means that if anyone is accused of a child sex crime, even if it is decades after the act happened, the case can be brought to court, and it may be time to seek an Arizona sex crimes defense lawyer. Now, let's keep in mind that there is no statute of limitations for violent sex crime allegations in Arizona. Another type of crime that has no statute of limitations is violent sex crimes. These types of sex crimes involve physical force or psychological harm, along with non-consensual sexual contact. Violent sex crimes can include the following. Dangerous crimes against children, or DCAC. If a child is 14 years old or younger and is the victim of a sex crime, like sexual assault or sexual abuse. Sexual exploitation. If the minor portrayed in the pictures or video is under the age of 15, the crime is categorized as a dangerous crime against children. Sexual assault. A person commits sexual conduct with a minor by intentionally or knowingly engaging in sexual intercourse or oral sexual contact with any person who is under 18 years of age. If the victim is under the age of 15, it is a dangerous crime against children. And luring. A person commits luring a minor for sexual exploitation by offering or soliciting sexual conduct with another person knowingly, or having reason to know that the other person is a minor. If the victim is under the age of 15, it is a dangerous crime against children. Due to the serious nature of violent sex crimes, Arizona has determined that there should be no statute of limitations, no matter how long ago the act occurred. Next, let's have Arizona's statute of limitations for felony sex crimes explained. An Arizona sex crimes defense lawyer can help you understand Arizona's class system when it comes to felonies. Felonies are numbered 2 to 6, with a Class 2 felony being more severe and Class 6 being less severe. Most of these felonies have a statute of limitations of 7 years. The felonies in these classes include sexual assault, rape, attempted rape, sodomy, sex trafficking, and stalking. The timeline on the statute of limitations does not start until the police identify who the perpetrator is. If there are no known suspects for a crime, the statute of limitations does not apply. This means that if an individual was raped, but the person who raped them wasn't identified until a year later, the statute of limitations doesn't start until a year after the crime occurred. Lastly, remember that there is 1-year statute of limitations for misdemeanor sex crimes in Arizona. When it comes to sex crime misdemeanors, the statute of limitations is much shorter. Misdemeanors have a 1-year statute of limitations starting from whichever of the following comes first. The day the misdemeanor was discovered, or the day the misdemeanor should have been discovered. If you're accused of a misdemeanor, an Arizona sex crimes defense lawyer will help ensure your rights are protected and the statute of limitations is not expired at the time of accusation. Common sex crime misdemeanors include the following. Indecent exposure, showing genitals, anus, or female breast in the presence of another. However, if the victim is under the age of 15, it becomes a felony. Public sexual indecency. Doing sexual acts in public where others can see. And sexual abuse. Sexual contact without consent with someone who is older than 15. However, the contact is less severe than what would be considered sexual assault. If you or someone you know are facing charges or allegations in a sex crimes case, our experienced attorneys are ready to provide the support you need. We are dedicated to securing the best possible outcome for your case. Being accused of a sex crime is serious, and our Arizona's top-rated sex crime lawyers at VS Criminal Defense have the experience and dedication to ensure your rights are protected. With confidentiality and compassion, we will listen to your case and help determine the best course of action. Don't face your allegation alone. Contact us today for top-notch representation. Call us at 480-923-9001 or visit us online at vsattorney.com.
Thank you for listening to the VS Criminal Defense Attorneys podcast. VS Criminal Defense Attorneys are focused on offering clients personalized service and aggressive representation. Our attorneys are passionate about individual rights, government accountability, and personal freedom. No matter what you are charged with, our criminal defense attorneys will be there to guide you. Call today to schedule your strategy session. It is time to fight back.